Welcome. Sit down, roll up, pour up, turn up and tune in. Because you're now watching the Buncher Bull Network.
What up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast. Down here at the Bunch of Bull Studios, as per usual. You know how we doing it. This is episode 79, and I got a very special guest with me tonight. Got my man Mink Sinatra.
Yep.
How you feeling, bro?
Good, brother. How are you?
Oh man, I'm lovely, man. It's good to have you down here.
The vibes are set for the evening.
Oh, for sure, man.
Happy to be here.
This is a dope one. I'm excited to have you here, and whenever I start these things off, I like to say how I was introduced to the artist, how I come to find the artist. For you, I've been thinking about it all day, bro, and I can't even remember how we first met or how I come across you. It just seems like I always knew you. But I remember you as NATO originally, and then Mink Sinatra was birthed. But I remember my fondest memory with you was definitely being at the labs. And I can't remember whose session it was, but it was definitely a vibe. Y'all had food at the session. I think you might even chef some shit up. Oh, I think Brock was there, matter of fact. Brock was there.
Shout out Brock.
Yeah, man. Shout out Brock, man. But it was a total vibe, and you were super warm and welcoming. Like, man, y'all could just stick around for the session and shit, man. He's like, go ahead, get some food and all that shit. And then, you know what I mean, ever since then, we've been kind of locked in. So I definitely appreciate you always being that type of guy. You know what I mean? Warm, welcoming, inviting. Yeah, and right. I'm happy to have you here, and so I can host and be the same for you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Now, for you, as far as this musical journey, like I said, I met you as NATO. How did this shit start for you, bro? Like, what was the beginnings for you? What inspired you to get into hip hop?
I always say this, like I've written this down before, if anybody asks me. Literally, like, probably just like the first time I really heard certain music. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know I wanted to make music whenever I first heard it. I would just practice it and shit like that. Like, I remember Christmas, I was probably 10 or 11 years old. I got Murder Was the Case by Snoop, and I got G-Funk Era.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So, like, them two was my introduction to, like, that was, like, the moment I was like, man, this shit's amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
you knew that you didn't just want to be a spectator in hip-hop. You knew you wanted to be a participant at that point.
Somehow, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is, like, it just changed the dynamic of my life. Like, I listened to a lot of music growing up, but you don't really take it that serious. But,
right.
Like, you know what I mean? I just remember that pivotally and listening to other stuff, like, for the first time, like D'Angelo and just different stuff that was just not the sonic that I'd ever heard before. And I was like,
touch your soul.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. I was like, I love this.
Did you have a lot of West Coast influence? Because you named two very West Coast things, Murder Was the Case and G-Funk.
Like, listen, Snoop, Sam, and the cool part, like, Sam Snead was from Pitt,
about
bro.
It, bro. Yeah.
I put that, like, I rarely get to bring that up, but, like, those are the main, that's another thing, too. Like, those guys were from Pittsburgh, like, and Mailman.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they were way before my time, but I literally grew up on that music from 9, 10 years old, so I got to see the whole Death Row. I got to see, like, all them great artists they had, like Danny Boy and, like, Michelet and Jewel and, like, all these people. Like, they had a full roster of people. It was just great music.
No, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I have mentioned that a few times on episodes here, and definitely had artists in here. And the Pittsburgh sound is so enriched in L.A., and people don't even realize it, aren't even aware. You named Sam Snead, the man with the master plan, and he was signed to Death Row. He was one of the first artists out of Pittsburgh signed to one of the first hip-hop artists out of Pittsburgh signed to a major.
A real legend.
And real legend. And he crafted a lot of the sounds that people heard out of the West Coast early. You know, not a lot of people don't realize Dr. Dre works with a lot of different producers, and Dr. Dre is kind of like a Quincy Jones, where he tweaks things and hear things. And Sam Snead produced a lot of y'all favorite tracks, like Keep Their Heads Ringing. And then you also mentioned Mailman, who's also another Pittsburgh legend, but crafted a lot of the West Coast sound. If you heard the Chronic 2001, Mailman was responsible for a lot of that, a lot of the stuff that went on there. So a lot of the West Coast sound that people are familiar with really originated in Pittsburgh.
Facts.
In fact, you know, Mailman also did work with Eminem on a lot of the early Marshall Mathers LP. And
Man,
stuff
go
like
back
that.
and look at the credits. Do y'all
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
man.
Do y'all homework
For real.
sure.
I used to read credits, so that's
Yeah,
how I
same.
found out who these people were. So if
Same.
you're younger, go back and read some credits, man. You go on your Apple Music, or like in the song, hit view
Wikipedia,
credits.
shit.
Yeah, Wikipedia. You can look at that stuff.
Yeah, so that's important.
Educational.
So I'm glad that you mentioned those legends and impact that they had on the West Coast, and I could see how that would make you even more intrigued by the West Coast music, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So like whenever you came up doing music, and you're listening to the Snoops and the West Coast and the Sam Sneeds and all that, is that how you kind of crafted your sound originally, or what would you say, like, was responsible for your early sound? Because I'm sure it's changed over the years, but what was responsible?
Yeah,
for
like
your
I'm
early
gonna be
sounds?
real. Like I didn't start rapping until like later in my life. So like I
Okay.
really like I was a mixtape kid. Like I would remember I remember getting the Drought threes. I remember going to Stedford's in Pittsburgh and can you burn me this CD? And like, you know what I mean? Like that was my routine. And then people that I had known, you know what I mean, from round the way, who I'd bump into every day, they would be like, yo, give me one of them mixtapes. Give me one of them. So I would we'd pass new music off all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before a TikTok, you would see people out and really be out and be like, yo, man, here's one of these CDs. Check this out. You get 5 for 20. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see what
Oh,
starts circulating.
you was that dude, huh? You had all them exclusive joints on deck.
Yeah, hell yeah. I had the big ass CD case and all that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah, no, that's fire. No, that's a real thing too, bro. Like you said, it wasn't internet based. Like you had to be out and about.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy because the internet's changes so much. Like motherfuckers know the lingo, know the slang, they know everything. But there was a point in time that you had to be around it. You couldn't just be behind the screen and catch the vibes, catch the motion that was going on. You had to really be around it.
You weren't getting, you know what I'm saying? I remember when Wayne went on that run, you could only get his music because people waited for the Carter 3 for so long that like if you didn't see the Aki selling the CDs on the ground and shit like that, or you know what I mean, it wasn't. You weren't in the loop of the cool shit, and then I eventually came to the LimeWire, and then, you know what I mean, live mixtapes, Dat Piff, and all that shit, and then that's when everybody got the first chance to upload music into the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, into the
Musical
cloud
universe type
the fucking
shit.
cloud. No, for real, bro. Cool story. Like I ran into Ray Ellis. You know Ray Ellis?
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Not personally, I know the name for sure.
Yeah, Ray Ellis, that's my man. We got to get you on here, Ray, man. Come and fuck with me, bro. But I bought his mixtape off the streets, bro, and I didn't know what he looked like because he used to always had a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he used to always had a mask on the mixtapes, but I knew the sound was crazy, and he was one of the first people I ever known to fuck with Giuliano, and those beats were fucking insane.
Hell yeah, shout out Giuliano.
Insane, bro.
Realberg legend.
And I heard Gucci on it. I'm like, man, dude's hard. So I'm in ID Labs recording, and I see the cover on somebody's laptop. I'm like, yo, are you Ray Ellis? Anyway, long story short, me and Ray connected, and we became friends, and he had a spot downtown. He had a spot that he owned downtown Pittsburgh, and he used to sell the bootlegs, bro. Had all the bootlegs on deck, and I used to get all my bootlegs from Ray right at his
Bro, that was part of that was part of the culture, man.
Oh,
like
man.
That, I remember going to Sneakerville, getting clothes,
Yep.
going and getting the mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like my
routine.
That was my cipher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was routine.
that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Sure. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in live with us. I see you, Big Perp. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. So you said you really ain't start fucking with music right away. Whenever you got interested, you started fucking with it a little bit later on.
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where like I would just like I had all my friends rap, so like I would be around it. You know what I'm saying? But it just really wasn't my thing at the time.
What up, Greg? I see you, bro.
Year. Shout out everybody watching.
Yeah, everybody in the live.
Yeah, and I would just, I was just around, man. You know what I mean?
So the homies so that's how you first got to the studio? You was with the homies?
Yeah, literally.
They're doing their
like,
thing?
Just, and people crib, normal, you know what I mean? Trap studio shit, you know what I mean?
What made you decide to hop on? Who pushed you? Like, come on.
I'm going to be honest with
shit,
you.
bro.
A couple dudes that I've been running around with at the time, and it was just like, bro, you rap the shit that be playing on the CDs like the people performing it. They're like, why don't you just rap? And they're like, you already be out here in the shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, try it out. Yeah, man. And I sucked at it at first. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you just got to get around a group of honest individuals that you know. Like,
did you feel like you sucked at first, or was you feeling it like, no, I'm doing some shit?
I mean, they didn't tell me to go to fuck home, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is like, I can deal with an honest review. You know what I mean? I could deal with, so I would like.
You're not sensitive in no type of way.
Yeah,
you
because I've seen the process. So like the same way I was watching the mixtapes, bro, I seen how shit clicks in the barbershop, bro. You see what the ratio of everybody is in the barbershop age wise, and you see like what jams everybody really fucks with. Even if it's classics that are 20 years old. Like even when I was out of LA on Melrose, bro, shout out Players Lounge. I shot videos in there and everything, but I used to sit down that motherfucker when I ain't have shit to do or I make a new song. Yo, play this real quick. Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
If they fuck with it, they don't. If they do, they do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even when it was times when I had to walk around shit, bro, shout out my man Brink. He had me walk around Novoa and pass out motherfucking CDs of mine just to be like, introduce yourself to people, give them the CD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nut ass shit that I've had to learn in this process that you know what I mean? You get callous from and you're like, I'm going to do this shit until... You know what I'm saying?
When do you feel like you had that breakthrough moment where you found your sound or you found like, damn, I'm in my niche. Like this is, I'm doing something here and I'm really fucking with this. Was there a particular song that hit? Was there a particular album, a feature, a verse? What was that moment where you felt like, all right, I'm on to something?
I'm going to be real. It's always like, I mean, I'm from a small, like, you know what I mean? Suburb of Pittsburgh, Washington, Pennsylvania. Like, and where I'm from, it's very, very... It's not super, the talent pool isn't super deep, but the thing is like people still try, you know what I'm saying? So like, I would just, first couple songs I ever made, when they started repeating the shit, that's when I was like, all right, now they're listening to it. You know what I'm saying? I can't even think of really one
particular song.
Yeah, like it really never was that for me. I kind of like had a vision to put all of it together. So like I would shoot a cool ass video with my song. It may not have been the craziest song, but like I seen how the shit worked. Like when I watched Dipset or I watched whoever I was growing up watching, and I'm like, dog, we got the technology now. This ain't about shit. You know what I mean?
You always had the full-fledged vision for whatever you were trying to push.
Yeah, kind of like the whole brand rather than, you know what I'm saying? Not like, yo, I popped off from this crazy ass drive-through freestyle or some wild ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like to come more like a full repertoire brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we spoke about that a little bit off camera. You know, you were talking about the new project and showing me, you know, how that works for you in your brain a little bit. But it does seem like you're more driven towards a real, true rollout of something instead of just dropping a song and seeing how it hits. You want to do a full rollout and see exactly how it's going to work out. Like you have merch designs and ideas already. You have the video ideas. You have the album layout. You know what I mean? You even have the track list and the graphics ready to go. But have you always been like that, or is that something that you caught on later on? As
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I was whenever I first got out to LA because I never had really like. I had the technology before, but I would always pay engineers to record my shit. So I didn't really have like the investment of being like, all right, I got to do all this shit myself and really like push it to the next level. But once I got around some professionals who I seen do album rollouts, not even artists, like I'm talking like executive producers or producers that
people
have
behind
like,
the scenes,
producers that know how to operate, run, and function their own brand at a high level, who do merch and different items and are a full-fledged brand. Like, you know what I mean? Like a Coca-Cola or a Sprite or any of these, like
a real brand.
Yeah, like type shit. So, yeah, man.
So it took you to get into LA to really see how to put that vision into light.
Yeah, once I got in the rooms where I could see where the shit would go from on the paper and then it would end up on the television and it actually move in, you know what I'm saying? Like how the shit you see professionally as a fan, you know what I'm saying? And you watch how stuff comes out. Like a song comes out and it gets re-released, you know what I'm saying? And you hear the same beat or like something changed and now there's a feature artist on it. Like all these moving
pieces.
Yeah, mechanisms in the universe of the music shit. So.
Yeah, no, I don't want to skip too. We're definitely going to talk about the LA shit, but I don't want to skip too far ahead as far as that goes. Now, when you started doing music, like you said, you come from a small town right outside Pittsburgh. How did you get? Because whenever we started linking, you were pretty ingrained in the Pittsburgh culture. You were already pretty ingrained in what was going on.
Bro, since 2 years before I had a license, I was in Pittsburgh. I'm 25 years down the road. You know what I mean? That's 25 miles down the street. It's 25 years ago. I've just always been around. Like I said, like I go down there for mixtapes. You couldn't buy Air Force Ones in South Hills Village back in the day because they said it was a non-urban demographic.
Yeah.
Like I went through the whole
you understood where you need to be to get what you needed.
You needed to get, yeah.
Yeah.
And what I, you know what I'm saying? The fly shit that I wanted was down here. The other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know, that
Is
was
that-
my cipher.
Is that kind of like what drove you to LA? Is kind of the same mindset of knowing where I need to be to get what I want to get?
Yeah, and it's just also too like you don't gotta move out there to get lit. It's kind of like if you can understand the beast of what that is and how it operates and see how it goes, you know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
far as like a scene and like the clubs and how shit gets broke. At the end of the day, if you got the bag, you can push anything. But if you
Yeah,
really want to
100%.
make it all organic and get the shit to really crack from a, you know what I mean?
Grassroots level.
Yeah, grassroots level, you might as well go step into the playing field because you can do
Straight
open
up.
mics out there. Shit, I did open mics. You can play music for people. Me, I know how to network, so I end up in rooms that I don't even expect to be in. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to as well.
what's
About
your
you.
skills? You know what I'm saying? Like, even how I said the music really wasn't my shit at first when I started rapping, but like, I knew how to fucking network, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah, I can tell that, and I noticed that. Like I said, even when we started hanging, and I seen like you were already in the rooms with the motherfuckers you need to be in rooms with. I can tell you already understood like who you need to talk to get to those places, or who you need to be connected with to get to those places. Because a lot of this music is the network. It's your network's your network.
bro, it's 80%.
Yeah, it's all about who you, because you can be talented, and you can have everything you need. You can be consistent with content and all of that stuff, but if you don't know the right individual, it's all for naught.
It ain't gonna hit.
It ain't gonna hit. But if you start networking and getting yourself, and a lot of people think it's artists. It's funny. Me and my homie were having a conversation on my way here, because you'll meet people sometimes, and they'll be like, I'm sure you experience as an artist. They'll be like, oh, you need to meet so and so. He's dope. He's dope. Like, bro, I don't care if he's dope. Like, that's not gonna do nothing for me. I know a million dope motherfuckers. I need to know the motherfucker who's pushing the
Hell yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, a lot of times when you go to clubs and stuff like that and you're performing, meet the motherfucker who's doing the booking. Talk to the DJ. You know what I mean? Talk to the promoter. Talk to the security dude. Talk to the people who aren't trying to be artists. Because a lot of artists, they're just looking out for themselves anyway as an artist. They're trying to get on them goddamn selves. They can't put you on.
A lot of them don't know what the fuck to do in the first. I'm not saying I ever did anyways,
Right, exactly.
but I mean, a lot of the shit that people are looking for out of it isn't the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like making real, like genuine business moves and being able to like nurture them relationships to the
Yeah.
point that it's not on a cash on face basis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's on a like for example, my move. I fucked around, kept fucking with this one club I found out there. It was super fire. The homies DJ at it, you know what I'm saying? The management was cool. We try to bring people down there, sell bottles, all kind of shit, bro. Before I even try to, can I host or something like this? And then once I drop an album, I done fucked around and performed at the Viper Room twice. You know what I'm saying? Got
Yeah.
to do some hostings and shit. Like I ain't planning on that.
Right.
But it was just a small execution. Like I just had to ask the right people.
Right.
Literally. I don't post a lot on social media. So like one day I was just like, hey, I'd love to perform at these such and such venues. Someone was like, yo, here's the booking agent. I'm like, closed mouths don't get fed, bro.
No, that's real shit, bro. You
know?
touched on a lot of shit in that little bit of shit. Like saying like you started connecting with the people and you just started making genuine organic relationships. So it wasn't just a business exchange. It's really like the homies doing something for the homies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A lot of people don't realize like, and it's nothing wrong with that either. It's nothing wrong with a cash exchange business type thing, but you can't expect that out of everyone that you're doing cash exchange with to be a friend, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So you got to
Absolutely.
understand what the relationships are and really nurture those relationships with people who are really trying to be organically friends with you. And
Yeah,
that shit'll
and
take
make
you
that
far.
and make, you know what I mean? You got to draw a hard line on that because contractual is contractual too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just make it clear.
Make it very clear what it is. You know what I mean? And that way nobody's feelings are hurt at the end of the day because you already know what the relationship is.
Absolutely.
This is just an exchange of business. So you're doing your thing out here. You're dropping projects. What was the first project that you dropped?
Out there?
No, while you were here, in general.
Dude, I had mixtapes back on that piff and shit. 2012, 2013. Did one 7241 on the FYFR. And I did Orange Ski. I was the one that had Hypnotic on it.
Yeah.
And then moved out LA. I did Wait for the Tone. I did Minktober. And then I did Body Count.
So let's talk about some of those projects, bro. So what was the inspiration for these projects, or whenever you're making a project, are you making a project with a project in mind, or are you just making singles, or do you have like a concept in mind whenever you're making projects?
Like sometimes I'll just make music, like, you know what I'm saying, just create. And then sometimes the concept, I'll get a gang of songs together and the concept will just come to me, or I'll see some shit and be like, yo, this is a dope idea. For example, like Wait for the Tone. Like, I didn't really have an idea for the name of the project, but I was coming into my apartment one day and then there was a sticker on the call box and it was a Wu-Tang thumb note.
Yeah.
It had a Wu-Tang logo on it and it said, call box broke, wait for the tone. And I was like, Wait for the Tone be a hard project. And then I thought too, I was like, yo, Wait for the Tone's like, oh, I'm cutting everything off. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta wait. Like, I gotta do my own shit. And just came up on shit, like old cell
It
phones.
inspired you.
Yeah, old cell phones. Like, I pulled up old Nextels and shit like that. I had some bars in it on a song from some shit like that. But I was like, yo, that's kind of a pretty cool concept. Like, Minktober, that was just, I'm born in October and shit, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So I was like, fuck it. Body count, that's more like conceptual. It's like more like relationships with women or not. You know what I'm saying? Like encounters with women and whatnot. You
So
know.
Body Count's also a brand that you got popping, or some merch that you got popping too.
Yeah, man. It was a T-shirt. One of the homies said it one day in the kitchen, and I was just like, yo, let's put it on a shirt. And it was cool. A couple companies tried to steal it and shit. I don't think that you can fucking claim a slogan, so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's straight. It is what it is, bro. It was a cool idea, whatever. But like Body Count, a name, you know what I mean? So I went with that for the album. The homie told me to do that. He was like, yo, just stand
Was
back.
one inspired by the other?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the body count, because the shirt said, what's your LA body count? So it was kind of like we wore it to the club one night and females liked it. They was like, yo, get tank tops. We'll rock these. I was like, all right, cool. So I got tank tops. Shit, I got the shorts. I got all that shit. And then we just went and passed it out. Everybody kept wearing the shit, so we kept taking pictures, and they tag us in the shit, you know what I mean? I made a little page. It ain't got no crazy followers or shit, but mad people know that shirt.
Yeah.
Like, mad people. Like, if you would say it, people would be like, yo. Like, other places, they want me to do New York, they want me to do ATL body count, Pittsburgh body count. But I don't know. The LA one was cool. It went, so it's like, you know what I mean?
You want to keep it organic, like
yeah, that shit was
you
cool.
Keep it organic like that.
Yeah, and I ain't from out there and shit, so it was a cool little, you know what I mean?
Like
it was a
play
cool
on,
little
play
intro.
on words.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, yep. Might have to relight that bitch. Yeah, so you're out there in LA, you're making, so did you find it difficult to be on the scene, or did you not even thinking that way, that you were trying to get on the scene and just let that shit happen? Like, coming from where you were from already, building what you've already built here, the brand, the recognition, then to have to go somewhere else and start all over again with that. Like, was that something that you were hesitant about, or did you not even give a fuck at that point?
Nah, they're just, bro, COVID hit, and I was like, this shit's either gonna fly or it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, plain and simple. I was like, the whole world stopped. I need to be out here where the nice weather is, and I need to be making music. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm straight. My mouth dry, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I feel that. So you just made a pivot. You seen COVID as an opportunity to make a pivot.
Yeah, like, I'd had no clue what the fuck was gonna happen.
Yeah. None of us did, really, right? That was an anxious time.
Bro, I was managing Ethic on Carson Street in Pittsburgh, bro. And, like,
everything shut down.
Everything shut down, and then it started the riots, and it was over. I was like, there's no purpose to be here. I was like, I'm going to go try to make music and do something.
What made you decide to go to L.A.?
Just having a relationship with people that was already out there. Okay. You know what I mean? And just seeing other musicians I know go out there and whatnot. So I'd visited a couple times. I remember I went out and did a photo shoot for a clothing company one time when I got out of jail. And I got to see it for like a week. And in that week, like, I was like, yo, this is it. I was like, I got to come out here. I was like, I'm about to walk this paper down. And as soon as I get done, I was like, this is the shit I'm doing. I'm doing music. So.
Yeah. Just went full-fledged with
yeah,
while you were out there.
It was just, it finally gave me a lane because I had never been outside of the city. You know what I mean?
How did you feel that it benefited you from being out there, especially at that time? Like, did you get what you were looking for while you were there at that time? Was it something that came to you, or was it something that, or shit, I don't even know if you had anything in mind whenever you went out there as far as a goal was concerned?
I mean, it was just like, for me, like, I wanted to change my environment. Like when I went out there and visited, it changed. It gave me a different vibe.
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, bro, like I love the ocean. I love surf. I never surfed in my life, but I boogie boarded. But when I went out there, I got to surf and boogie board and shit. And I was like, yo,
this is for me.
I was like, I could do this and make music forever.
Yeah.
Forever. And be happy as hell.
Yeah.
So that was kind of.
So you did get what you wanted out of it, basically.
Yeah.
You got the change of environment. You got the change of perspective. Did it change your approach to music? Like I know we spoke a little bit on that, as you saying you seen individuals who weren't artists that created real life visions and brought them from point A all the way to point Z. You know what I mean? From concept to creation to full fledged vision on where you can see it on TV. Did it change your approach to music and how you did music?
Yeah, because you get to see like. I don't know. Like I've seen people that think they know everything, and then they drop a dud, and then I've seen people that ain't know shit, and they just had good vibes, but they had the right team around it. So it's like, you know what I mean? I got to see multiple different ways of the shit going. You know what I mean? And this music shit, it ain't always up. You ain't gonna make a song. You ain't gonna make one song and then the shit crazy. Yeah, like I had to work on being able to take critique, and people like, yo. Have bro help write with you with this song because I'm making an R&B song. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to sing at all, bro. I made an R&B song this year. That shit got on Rap Caviar. But I had to have one of the homies help me write a couple bars. I had to have the homie tell me, yo, re-record this.
Was that humbling to you at that time?
Yeah, it was crazy. I ain't never had no song do that. And that shit did like 250,000. I was like, all right. Video did good. I directed the video. We got this shit done. Shout out Nikon Kwame. Shout out John Knight. He did the VFX on it. Like, but that was
shout out them boys.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was more of a process making that type of song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took 2 months for me to make a song instead of, like I said before, making a trap joint like a day, just because that's like the routine when you learn that BPM or you learn like. You know
it just comes easy.
Yeah, I had to step outside of the box. I never really made no good R&B shit or even attempted to before, and it was like, yo, this. But like I said too, the planning. Like when I got in the studio with these people and knew like I had a goal and like I was serious and like we got this allotted amount of time and we're gonna do this, like you got to get one of them ones. And once I finally got one, not even the whole song was done. It was just like the first hook because I recorded it myself because I finally learned how to record myself. It did that shit at like 3 a.m. and they was like, this is the one. They were like, work on this one.
Keep pushing that.
Yeah, once you see writers camps and you see people who make 10 reference tracks in a night, and these songs are going to people to end up putting these in front of your favorite artists and shit, you get to see like, yo, this is a process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to make a really quality product. You know what I mean? You got to get in there and.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Writers camps is something that I wasn't familiar with until a few years ago, and that is something that a lot of people aren't familiar with. Like. A lot of this shit is created in writing camps. I think the first person I seen that did it on like a big level or to where people got to see like the idea of it was J. Cole with that what the fuck's
Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah, that whole process. And we seen like how he recruited people for the writing camps and he recruited a lot of local motherfuckers from the Berg area too. I think E Dan had some production on that project, but that's a lot of the things that people don't see, especially if you don't get outside of your circle and venture off into other places. You don't know about these type of things, and these type of things exist. And you might have a song yourself that's a fire song, but it might not be for you. It might be
Facts.
for somebody else, and somebody else will blow up off of it. Like I heard Pharrell said Happy was originally for CeeLo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said he made that song for CeeLo.
So was The Way You Are with or Just the Way You Are.
Yeah.
With B.O.B. and
Yep.
Yep.
So
Crazy.
you never you might have a song, but it might not be for you. It might be for somebody else. So until you get in those environments and get in writing camps and shit like that, you won't be able to get your full potential. You won't be able to get to your full potential or see where you can actually go with your shit.
Yeah.
Now
And to see how it works too. You know what I mean? Like you got to learn. Like if this is business, you got to learn the formalities of this. Like I used to be like, I didn't really do the writers camp thing, but I still went to it to see.
The process.
Oh, this is how everybody does. I went to producer camps. I got to see 30 fire-ass producers in a room recording our shit all night, bro. Crazy shit. Like, cool-ass shit. Like, people cook up for 3 days, and then out of these songs come the next top 100, R&B, rap You know what I mean?
The next Shabuzi,
Yeah,
tipsy type
there's
shit.
4 or
yeah.
5 different joints in there that came
Yeah.
out of them sessions. Yeah, man.
Now, as an artist, like if we're talking to artists that are coming up that are trying to do their thing now, what would be your biggest advice to them if they're in a place, if they're from a small town trying to do music? What type of thing would you tell them to do to avoid some of the pitfalls that you had to go through?
First and foremost, don't record yourself doing illegal shit. Y'all gotta quit doing that. That's the first fucking thing. Everything.
That's good advice.
Yeah, first rule. Second thing, y'all got TikTok, so fucking record everything. Literally, we didn't have that shit. We was just talking to bro. What'd he say? Yo, I'm buying my clothes off TikTok now.
Yep.
I'm buying. Yo, I could get this hoodie this kid makes by hand from. It looks like a Balenciaga joint, but it's $60.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
you supporting small business, like bro. That shit's. I need to take my own advice because I don't be on TikTok. I don't really. I'm still an IG dude, bro. I like scrolling and looking at females. The
For
TikTok shit be running me out. I just wasn't up on it when it first happened, but definitely use that until they take it away because I seen it was trying to take that shit away. But it's
they're
like,
gonna keep trying.
yeah, so
It'll be something else.
it
just
gotta
like
be
it, though.
worth something if they're trying to take that shit away.
It'll
so
be something
promote
else just
that
like
out
it.
yourself.
No, that's good advice, man. Record. Definitely don't record no illegal shit that you're doing. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
y'all gotta
stupid.
stop doing that. 2025, y'all gotta quit putting yourselves in jail. This shit's
Yeah,
fucking
bro.
out of control,
Niggas be incriminating themselves, talking about people
Bro,
snitching. Like,
stop
bro, you're
it.
snitching on yourself.
bro.
Cut that shit out, bro.
Then the shit y'all doing, y'all recording the testimony about it and putting it on a drill beat. Stop it.
Yeah, give the whole detail shit, bro. Get the whole detail. Say I pulled up on this street, drilled them with this gun.
Like the King of Field spit, yeah.
why are y'all doing that? Don't do that shit no more. No, that's good advice. But record everything else though. Definitely catch that
Yeah,
shit.
man.
And you never know what type of vibe you're gonna catch if you're just recording some shit, just for the sake of. So definitely that's definitely some good advice. And with the internet, it really don't matter where you're from because you got access to the whole world through that window.
Swear.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely some good advice
For real, because like I said, even about your podcast, like I find myself consuming podcasts sometimes and I don't even realize like, yo, I really watch this shit all the time now.
right.
You know what I mean? Like once something is intriguing to me and it don't have to be any certain specific thing. It just got to be entertaining. And if that's what you fuck with, then that's what you fuck with.
Right, and it could be that. Now you said when you were out there, you said you started making some different kind of music, but I know you dropped some music off to me. You started talking about a little bit about the trap shit. I definitely want to get into some of these jams that you let me have. We got some exclusive shit, right?
Hell yeah.
What's Tell me a little bit about these jams, bro.
Well, when I was making Body Count, the project, so that was kind of more like a West Coast vibe, like I said, like relationship, female base, like nightlife type of dip.
Right.
I would make a trap joint every time I would go in the studio. So I would just do that to warm up, practice my recording, you know what I'm saying, and keep it going. So after I made about 10, 20 of them, I'm like, all right, man, I got to save these for after this album roll out. And this is like my pack, you know what I mean? This is like,
yeah.
See what's up with these. Because like before I even went out, like when I first started rapping in Pittsburgh, I love rapping. Like, not Miracle, where like Miracle Spiritual Swimming Pool, but like, you know, you want stuff people can vibe with.
Yeah, you want some cool shit to say. Like, it sounds fun. It's dope. Yeah.
Well, and I've been around, so like I've seen the sound change. I've seen the eras change. You know what I mean? So like, I can't be out here rapping like I'm 18, but I can make conceptually good projects and people can appreciate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point too, bro. Like you said, you're not going to make the same shit that the young boys making, but you're still going to make some shit that the young boys going to want to listen to.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. I just got to tell my story, bro. You know what I mean? It seems like there's a lot of, it's the same theme nowadays. You know what I mean? It's very, very cut and dry. So it's kind of like, let me get my perspective. Yeah.
A lot of these motherfuckers
like the joint I gave you, it's called Jitney. Like a lot of these, I don't know if many people know what a Jitney is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, we're calling this track Jitney.
Hey, they gonna know.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna get into this Cruise Control by Mink Sinatra.
Yeah, that's it. That's Jitney.
Oh, that's Jitney?
Hell yeah.
We're gonna get into this is it Jitney? That's what we're gonna get into this Jitney by Mink Sinatra. It's unreleased, you know, Marley State of Mind, we get them unreleased joints.
Absolutely.
We'll find out. I'm not sure. Not the whole
Yeah.
I've been selling works and said jitneys in the city. And if you need them brickies, got grab them by the 50. 10,000 per 30s, had to press them like I'm 50. Made man thoroughbred, bitch, I run my whole committee. Well known hustler, turn vacates into rentals. Used to say I wasn't shitting, and I turned to something special. It was me against the state, and I fought demons with the devil. Talk to God before I sleep, and he said they can't never touch you. Yeah. Wake up in the morning, dope fiend sick, and then they calling, and they rush me, and I serve them, get the bag, and get them off me. That fatty catching bodies, mix the heroin with the oxy. Glass scene with the stamp, rubber banded, and I box it. Work fat, Joe fiends leaning, and they ride. I travel like a freight train, that's some shit that you ain't stopping. Used to serve them in the alley while the neighborhood was watching. Then I caught a couple sales, and the Tazzy started plotting. But juvie too hot, I was on my Tupac. Double disc, both wrists, serving up 2 spots. 36 in the blender, I can make 2 pots. Black tar in a knot, stuff it in my tube sock. I've been selling works and said jitneys in the city. And if you need them brickies, got grab them by the 50. 10,000 per 30s, had to press them like I'm 50. Made man thoroughbred, bitch, I run my whole committee. Well known hustler, turn vacates into rentals. Used to say I wasn't shitting, then I turned to something special. It was me against the state, and I fought demons with the devil. Talk to God before I sleep, and he said they can't never touch you.
Yeah, man. I'm fucking with that shit. And you gonna put that on the project?
Probably drop it as a single. I'm waiting on name.
Yeah. Yeah, so you said those joints were just some warm up joints, get you going in the studio, get the blood flowing.
Here's the thing: they're the ones that I like, but it's not the ones for the project.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I could, dude. Oh, by the way, too.
They didn't go with the concept of the project.
Yeah, I'm dedication 1, dedication 2, Lil Weezy fanatic, which they just put on streaming. By the way,
heard that.
They
Yeah,
just put them back. So like, I would be the one that would listen to that before I listen to the album cuts. You know what I'm saying? So,
because those feel different though than the album cuts. Like the album is almost like the mainstream shit. Then the mixtapes be like for the streets. You know what I mean? That'd be the underground. That'd be the real hip hop.
More
shit.
rapping about my type shit, or like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? More than the subject to the song.
Oh, for sure.
Type shit.
Let's get into this other joint you got. This Tell Me.
Yeah, I made this like 4 days ago.
Yeah, you said you just made this. Tell me how this came about, bro. Tell me a little bit about the joint.
I really didn't record no music since I did the last project. I like to, dude, I go through pockets of shit, like eras. Like, I can't just be in there all the time. I'll be burnt out. And I got a life. So, like,
You're not the type of dude that just stays in the studio.
When I'm in there, yeah, like, to do a project took me 6 months to a year. You know what I mean? Of, like, real dedication to get a solid project together. But, like, I wait, you know what I'm saying?
Until you feel like it.
Yeah, I get inspiration. Like, it's different. I got to go on different runs. It depends. Like, am I rapping because I want to get some stress off? I want to get some pain off? Am I going in because, shit, like Body Count, I was hiking and working out and seeing beautiful women outside every day. You know what I'm saying? It was a different vibe. So it's like, some days I feel like East Coast me. Some days I'm West Coast vibe. You know what I mean?
Some days you LA Sinatra.
Yeah, man.
I feel it. Well, we're going to get into this new one, exclusive by Mink Sinatra.
What's Buddy's? Diego Soldier produced this. Bro's from Ukraine. Hit him up out of nowhere. I heard this beat on YouTube like 20 years ago.
Lock it so hot when we trap in the cold. Hit a small town and I'm back on the road. Serving that to be touching they soul. Got a bad bitch, she ain't telling me no. Go back and forth, shorty on the Aaliyah. They got appointments, she schedule, I meet her. Perk in my system, don't fuck up the re-up. I taught her the bag and she cook it, clean up. She dance at the club and get all the money. I'm pushing that D and she calling for me. Yeah, hot cold denim, I rip the jeans. High class bitch, she like Ricks and things. She got love for the pape like X and O's. Best friend with it, she next to go. Thoroughbred, baby, that's head and toe. Ice on her like Eskimos. Curvy body floor, all hundreds. KC and Pac, how you want it? Pull her hair, put it in her stomach. Yeah. Late night shorty, I'm a dog. Drop the Addy, I'ma break her off. Pay what I weigh by the pound. Flew it in just like them pounds. Hit me when you touch it down. Just hit me up with the man back. Red light, Hans gotta geek it. Shorty, I'm gone by the weekend. I got a bad bitch and she won't tell me no, won't tell me no. Let's go to Leah, baby, yeah, let me know. Let me know, yeah.
Yes, sir. Mink Sinatra.
Yeah, man.
And you at the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast, down here at a Bunch of Bull Studios as per usual. Y'all know how we doing it every week. So you're doing the LA thing. You're out there. You're meeting new people. And we talked a little bit about that off camera, I think, just about how you made those genuine connections. No, we talked about that earlier on the show, how you made those genuine connections. Now, if I'm somebody who's trying to relocate and move to an area like LA, like what are some things to avoid and what are some things to lean into whenever making a move like that?
I mean, either don't do it sporadic. Like, try to have a plan. You know what I mean? Luckily, I had some situations where I had prior investments and stuff like that, like passive income and stuff, which I still do to this day. It's like I learned how to balance my life and the music. You just got to make sure you don't get caught up with the bullshitters and motherfuckers be getting high and like, you know, like people will curve you off your path. LA got a great, it's not people from LA, it's people from everywhere around the world. So everybody's running game. Everybody got the best ideas. So you got to like, if you can make it through that jaded stage, you'll be good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just,
So initially just finding your way.
yeah, you just got to feel it out and like really like, how bad do you want this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like literally.
So
you don't got to go there to blow up. There's kids that blow up in small towns or all across the country every day. You know what I mean? Like that's just happened to be my story.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people that do like you said, that LA's full of people who come from other places trying to make it. You know what I mean? And a lot of them do fall into those pitfalls of being duped or, you know what I mean, getting the game run on them because they're green. You know what I mean? They're coming from other places. They don't really know shit about nothing. You know what I mean? And it's so easy to be susceptible to that. And like you said, nowadays you don't have to necessarily move from where you're from. But you know, I mean, I always recommend it to my youngins coming up, bro, who are doing their things. They ain't got no ties, no family or nothing like that. Get the fuck out of that area. Go to where it's happening. Go to Atlanta. Go to LA.
Yeah.
Go to Nashville.
Buy some flights.
Yeah.
Man, fly out of town for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it might just be good for the spirit.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get a connection, you might just get a different point of view.
Get out your comfort zone, man. You go meet new people and have new experiences and shit, you know?
Absolutely.
I'd have definitely did it earlier in my life had I like had the reason to. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have the reason to fly all over the place. If I was like, yo, I'm gonna go chase this music and go different places, like cool.
But another thing you said that I think that was very poignant is the fact that you said you also had your financial situation together.
Absolutely.
You were able to maneuver like that because you had other forms of passive income coming in as to where you weren't dependent on like, if I don't find something out here, then I'm fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely. And also too, like I know how to operate a functioning business. So like I ran smoke shops, I ran clothing stores out there. I did the same shit that I did here. I just applied it to a larger scale. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you actually get to, you know what I mean? I ran stores on Melrose. You know what I mean? Clothing stores, weed stores, all that shit, man. You get to really test your hustle and see how bad you want it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it comes down to.
Now, what was the transition like as far as like keeping the connections with the people that you made here? Was it easy whenever you left the vicinity? Because sometimes it'd be out of sight, out of mind, right? Whenever you're not in people's presence, then it's easy for them to forget you and not really be on the same level. Did you find that to be the case with you, or were you still able to nurture the relationships that you've already built at home?
I mean, my thing is I just needed to be around better energy as far as like just in my personal life, like nothing even to do with music. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on bullshit. I was getting in trouble. Dude, I remember I did 3 months for a fucking bracelet in a video. So like once it was to the point where like they didn't believe that I was a rapper and I wanted to show everybody I was a rapper, there comes a point where it gets to the point where it's like, all right, you have to be professional about this and take this shit to the next level or you're just another motherfucker from around the way.
Right.
Incriminating myself on camera. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A long time ago, but I'm just saying, like, even at that petty, it was like, the fuck am I doing, bro? I'm not eating off of this shit.
Yeah,
this shit costing me money.
Yeah, why would I put myself at risk for something?
Yeah, it gets to the point, it's like, bro, I either got to get the fuck away from this shit and the motherfuckers that ain't genuinely happy for me and go chase this shit. And you got to elevate to a place where the motherfuckers that hinder you can't get to.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You got to rise and just become that next level and better yourself to just step your shit up.
Not even be touchable on that level.
Yeah.
Were you able to do that?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm shit. I put myself on a goddamn beach with a boogie board and really got to kick it and have the peace of mind I ain't never had in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, aside from just the regular bullshit, like I've struggled with addiction. I've been through shit. I've lost people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people have that peace and that break to really like get your spirit and get your, you know what I'm saying? Like body back to where you want to do this shit and like pursue it. I fell down doing this shit numerous times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like once I kind of got my footing and stuff, like I would try to offer that to the homies to the point where the people who ain't never got to come out and do no shit like that would call me when they, you know what I mean, fly out. Yo, man, come out. All right, kick it for a couple days. You out here, take you to the studio or like, you know, shit, even the beach. Half my friends never even seen the fucking beach.
Right.
You know? So it's like you could give another person a peace of mind. You know what I mean? That's
Give them
really,
experience.
bro,
Yeah.
an experience. Exactly. That's really facts.
And that's the thing for real, bro, because there are a lot of people that never been outside their neighborhood or outside of 25-mile radius outside of their hometown.
Swear to God, bro.
You know what I mean? And to provide someone else with that experience is a beautiful thing within itself. It's like if I found out somebody hasn't watched a movie before that I love. Like, bro, I wish I could watch it for the first time. I wish I could be you and watch it, or haven't heard an artist that I really love before. Like, man, I can't wait for you to listen to this.
Funny story real quick. One of my homies, he had never seen Purple Rain before, and I put him on a Purple Rain, and we make music together and shit, be in the studios and stuff. He looked at me one day and said, yo, thanks for putting me on Purple Rain. I was like, my God.
No, that feels good though, right?
Yeah,
Whenever you
man.
can share an experience
Swear.
with someone, especially if it's someone that you care about, when you can share an experience that's so valuable to you, and you know that the experience is going to be, you know, just as amazing for that person.
Especially when you want to show somebody some cool shit, because
Yeah.
it goes the other way sometimes. You be like, yo, check this shit out. And they're like,
Nah, bro.
that ain't it. But once it don't hit, and then somebody's like, yo, man, good look.
Yeah.
Like, and they have that strong appreciation like you did when you showed it to them. That's priceless.
That shit is priceless, bro.
Swear, man.
I love that shit. Now, if I'm looking to get a hold of you on social media or anything like that, tell the people how they get a hold of you, the producers, or you do collaborations. You be collabing with folks. Somebody want to
man, it's whatever. You know what I mean? I'm here, man. I'm here to work.
Tell them how to get a hold of you, bro.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram only. Mink Sinatra, MinkSinatra.
Yeah, man. Make sure you get a hold of that man on that. If y'all got some verses, y'all got some beats y'all want to send to him, y'all just want to see what's up with the journey, any of that shit, make sure y'all follow him on social media and all that.
Yeah, check out Body Count, new project. Piece of Art was the lead single, doing really well. You know what I mean? I'll see you guys. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Said Body Count, and Piece of Art was the new single for that one.
Yeah.
You got a video for that shit?
Yeah, it's out also. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
If you go on my Instagram, it's on there. I got some live show performances that I did recently. Got the songs on there.
What was that like, man? What was that like for you, doing shows here versus doing shows out on the West Coast, out in LA? Was it different? Did you notice the crowd was different?
No, it was just as stressful. It's you just got there was just more of a resource pool of instrumentalists. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you're, like I say, like you're your own booking agent. So like once I got a venue, I'm like, oh shit. And then I stop by the Viper Room and I see dudes in there ripping on guitar and they got a grill. I'm like, I gotta go find this band immediately.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a rap artist. You feel me? And they took a chance on me because I showed them some previous footage I had or songs. And I'm like, I gotta really curate this. So like, got the guitar player, got the drummers and stuff. Like I did a small lounge room downstairs. It was more like a jazzy vibe where we didn't have to go too crazy, but you know what I'm saying? It was a vibe.
Yeah, it was intimate. It was
Yeah,
more of
and
an
then
intimate
upstairs
setting.
I did the big stage for Halloween. That was more, we had the electric guitar and whatnot have you. So, yeah, man.
Now, was a Halloween show, was that like a birthday joint too?
Yeah, we did Minktober. It was fun
See
as
that, I
hell.
caught that. You said you had the birthday in October.
Yeah,
so.
bro, for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you did the Minktober release party at the Viper Room?
Yeah, we did it there. I hosted at Apartment 200 also. Shout out them. That was a hell of a night.
That's fire, bro. Did you have an idea to do the release party, or that shit just kind of happened?
It just got to the point, like I said, too, like I was there on a mission. So, like, once the album was out, bro, I done had 3 different release parties. I done had a pool party.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I got to drop this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I also did, like, when I lived out there, I got to see, I seen Kanye do his shit. So, like, the Kanye and Drake show. So, when you seen him go into that stage where he's playing all these different things, it's a listening experience, but he's reviewing the album, too.
Right. He's seeing how people
My
react
shit
to it.
way different than that because it's on a smaller scale and on me. But it's like, You know what I'm saying? You get to play the music for your peers, just like I said, the barbershop. I get people to kick it by the pool. Now we got women out here. Everybody's having fun. Now this music hits different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get to see. You got to read the room, man.
You get to see the vibe, but just get to see if the music matches the vibe that you're going for.
Yeah, I literally just wanted people to enjoy it in the same atmosphere that inspired me to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. So that's strong, right? The same. Did you notice? And I think I asked you this in a different way, but did you notice that like, as your environment changed, the type of music you made changed?
Absolutely.
Like the vibe of it was
Yeah,
different?
absolutely. And also too is like I used to write music. Once I got out of in a different element and environment, like I started recording more naturally. Like I wouldn't write because I would just rap about how I felt, and it was better than, you know what I mean. Some days
So your whole creative process changed.
Yeah, the whole creative process changed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's kind of more like a ceremony. Like sometimes when I rap, when I be back in the burg, it'd be like stress relief. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do a full session or you're vibing, like you don't really got no set goal. I'm not writing no 16. I might sit in here and come up with a fire ass hook, or I might sit here and listen to bro play guitar for 2 fucking hours.
Right.
Like it's just, I don't put no
Deadline.
ain't no deadline on it sometimes, and sometimes that's how the best music comes out.
Yeah, just by letting it come naturally.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just can't be bullshitting too either. You got to get to the point where like I said, it's a business. So like I would spend my money and I'm like, studio time, $150 an hour. You know what I'm saying? You get up to 5-10 bands, bro. You better have 10 songs done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, or at
That's
least
a real thing.
or at least, yeah, I'm just saying, when you budget the money and the shit that you're doing, like, I did it where I paid for everything and I didn't do shit except rap and did the art and stuff like that and the, you know what I mean, executive part of it. And then I did it to the point where, all right, I'm going to record this whole project myself and learn how to record in the process, but also, too, like, do a swap of services. Like, I was trying to put collabs together and trying to help people with cover art and, like, link people with other people. Like, I was swapping my services out for the shit that was going on as the foundation. So whenever it was
Basically like a subcontractor.
yeah, so when everything was coming out in the end, they're like, damn, Mink, you pushing this whole shit yourself? I'm like, yeah. Like, went and met a distro company who were like, yo, we can upload you through Empire. I'm like, I don't got no advances, no shit like that, but I can use their portal and then I can put my bread behind it, and then that's how you make
End
this
up being
shit
another
shake.
partnership, yeah.
Yeah, it's how you make this shit shake, bro.
Once again, putting the pieces together, networking, using your network,
Yeah.
making your network your real net worth. And it's a lot of times that you find yourself when you don't have the resources to really do shit. Sometimes it is just that, who you know.
And
A
that's
lot
what
of motherfuckers will fuck with you just based off of that.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Try to keep a clean face and, you know what I'm saying, good name, and that's all you can do.
That's good credit, right? That's street cred. They be talking about that's real street cred.
Bro,
Like
I
just
just-
having a good name.
Just move on principle, bro. That's all it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody ain't got to like you. Everybody ain't got to hate you. But you know what I'm saying? You move on principle.
Stay true to yourself.
Yeah, it's just what it is and what it's going to be.
100%, bro.
You know what I mean?
No, I definitely appreciate you coming out to fuck with me, man. On Marley State of Mind podcast, the world's dopest podcast down here at a Bunch of Bull Studio. Now, what can we look forward to in the future? I know we played a couple songs you said you're going to drop. What can we look forward to? You got some shows coming up, projects, anything like that?
Man, I got so much unreleased music right now. I got to shoot probably half the album body count because I got like 4 singles on there. But I want to wait till the top of the year because everything kind of closes down wintertime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it don't really fit the winter. So
Vibe, yeah.
try to roll that more out towards spring and then drop singles throughout the new year. I damn near got a whole album with Perps from 808 Mafia. Shout out Perps on the beat. Me and him got to go through some songs.
That's fire.
We at least got 3 singles. So
Hell yeah, that's
yeah,
fire,
man.
bro.
I got a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to, and the stuff that I just got loaded up in the chamber from recording this past 6 to 12 months. You know what I mean? So
In the meantime, make sure y'all download and stream and share all that body count right now. Piece of Art.
yeah, Piece of Art is the lead single.
That's the lead single. Make sure y'all go ahead and stream that. And make sure you check out the video. I dig that video you did too, the backwards shit. That shit was cool.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
That shit was
promote.
cool.
That's Perps made that beat. It's not on streaming though.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't drop it yet. Yeah, we was
that
still
shit was. I like that shit, bro.
see. Like that's a perfect example. Like Me, Purpose was like, seed the songs. He's like, don't mess the seeding process up. He's like, just keep making music.
Yeah.
But I was like on my creative shit, so I'm like, let me shoot this content for this and shoot a video real quick, and then I'll show it to him. He's like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. So we'll release that when we release it.
Tell me the
Do the re-release.
Tell me the behind the scenes on that, bro. Did you shoot it forward, then motioned it back?
Bro, that's the barbershop where I told you
I
I
figured.
reviewed the music.
Yeah. That's what.
Bro, I went all the way. We shot it forwards, and Wagner had the super wide lens. I forget what it was called. He had some fancy ass camera, bro. And when we did it, I knew everybody from that street because that's where we ran the pop store at.
Right.
So I just talked to everybody walking down, and then once I went back in the thing, I'm like, yo, don't move. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go backwards. And then we just shot it straight and then reversed that shit.
That's fire, bro. Yeah, as soon as I seen that shit, I was like, this is crazy. I like this shit.
Yeah, bro. He showed me how clear it was, and I just talked to a couple people on the street, and I was like, yo, when I go by, can you do this? And they were like, yep. And then it looks like we got extras in there, but those aren't extras. People were walking by.
Just regular
I was
people
like,
there.
yo, act natural, because you couldn't see my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, act natural, act natural. They was like, they said, yeah, man.
Oh, they didn't even know.
They
That was
didn't
impromptu.
know.
That was impromptu.
Bro, it was on the spot.
That's fire. I'm glad I asked you about
Yeah,
that. That's
I gotta
definitely
promote
cool.
that video when we re-upload that and drop. Man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I asked you about that because that was when I seen it, I was like, this is a fire ass concept.
I performed. That was the song I came out to at the last show I did.
Yeah.
I came out to that song. Yeah.
Yeah, I
With
fuck
the
with
band,
that,
it sounded fire.
Yeah, I fuck with that for sure.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Shout out Perps. John Wagner shot that video. That shit was dope.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all check that out whenever he does re-release that and drop it, man, because that's just hard for real.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. In the meantime, like I said, man, y'all know where we at. Marley State of Mind podcast down here at a Bunch of Bull Studios, and we return. We got any videos for mic drops or anything? Nothing like that. Make sure y'all tune in every Friday. We're doing them stash spots, reviews. We also have vision talks with Greg Lamont and the boys. Make sure y'all tap in with them as well. And y'all know I'm gonna be here every Saturday. The world's dopest podcast, episode 79. We got 80 coming for you. But tonight was Mink Sinatra night, man.
7-9. We did
Yeah,
that.
man, we did that.
Appreciate the invite, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming down. to fuck with me,
Hospitality.
bro. Yeah, you know it.
Greatly appreciated.
You know it, man. It's all love. But until next time, we're out of here.